Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be preparing everyone's favorite Fettuccine Alfredo. That's actually one of my most favorite dishes in an Italian restaurant. I'm looking forward to eating it and preparing it for you. For this chicken Fettuccine Alfredo recipe, we're going to be using chicken breast, fettuccine pasta. It's kind of similar to spaghetti pasta, but it's thicker. Make sure you get the right pasta type. For the sauce, we're going to be using the heavy cream. We're going to be using garlic. It's the most important ingredient. We're going to be using Parmesan cheese. I've got the grated Parmesan cheese, but you can buy a block of cheese and grate it yourself. We're going to be using mushrooms and also, of course, salt and pepper. But before we begin, don't forget to give a thumbs up to this video, subscribe to my channel. This would really help me out. Now, the first step is to cut the chicken breast into bite-sized pieces, which is about a third of this slice. So I'm going to get 2 pieces. I'm going to pat them dry to remove the extra moisture. Okay. I'm going to cut them. And put them on a bowl. 2 more pieces. Let's pat them dry. Cut them into pieces. And put the pieces in a bowl. Let's keep doing this. The next step is to add salt and pepper to the chicken before we sear it. So I'm going to grab salt, and we want to be generous with it. I'm going to get a generous pinch. I washed my hands beforehand so I don't get cross-contamination. I'm going to add the salt to the chicken. And the next step would be to add some black pepper to the chicken. It's beginning to smell delicious, aromatic. We're just going to use our hands to mix it all up. The next step is to sear the chicken on high heat so it gets this crust, really delicious crust. So I'm going to add oil to my frying pan so that the chicken doesn't get stuck to the bottom. Let me kind of spread it out a little bit. That's enough. And let me, again, I put this on high heat, so the next thing would be for me to add the chicken to the bowl, to the frying pan. I'm going to use a spatula to spread it out. So it doesn't get stuck together. And again, this is on high heat, so it would actually start searing pretty fast, pretty quickly. So let's wait about 5 minutes, and then we're going to flip it. While the chicken is searing on the stovetop, it would take about 5 minutes. I thought this would be a good time for me to chop the mushrooms into smaller pieces for the sauce. Now this already smells incredible. I can smell the chicken searing on the stovetop, and actually these mushrooms, which I freshly cut, also smell good to me. But again, if you don't like mushrooms, then feel free to skip them for the sauce. I'm going to add some garlic to the mushrooms, and again, it would all go together in the sauce. Again, feel free to use as much garlic as you want. I'm going to add 2 cloves, but you could add 3, 4, there is no limit. Let me use the grater to add it. No, the chicken actually smells delicious as it's searing, but you can see that the top is raw, so I need to turn it over. Let me do that with a spatula. Now you probably can't tell, but the water is boiling. I added some pasta in. I'm going to add a little bit more. As the pasta gets cooked, it actually falls in the water and gets ready. Our recipe, we're not going to make the sauce separately. We're just going to make the sauce in this frying pan, which has high sides, so that the sauce stays in. I'm going to start by putting our mushrooms and garlic into the frying pan. But then mix it in a little bit. But we gotta be fast because we don't want the mushrooms to be on high heat for that long. Without adding the next ingredient, which is the heavy cream. Now you can see it kind of quieted down. Now in this recipe we're not using butter. Some recipes actually require butter to be added, but because we are using heavy cream in sufficient amount, we're not going to be adding butter here. And finally, the most important ingredient is actually the cheese. So I'm going to add it as well to the sauce, and then I'm going to mix it in later. Now the cheese I'm adding is actually Parmesan cheese, which actually has a lot of flavor. You don't want to use like a mellow cheese. Parmesan is best because the most traditional recipe. Let me mix it in a little bit, and then I'm going to add more cheese. Yeah, do it like this. Yeah, this actually would thicken the sauce. If you don't add the cheese, if you just use the cream, then the sauce might actually be a little liquid. But adding the cheese that melts on high heat would actually thicken the sauce. This already kind of, not only does it smell good, it actually kind of looks good as well. It's beginning to look good as the sauce thickens. And when I put it with pasta, it would actually look delicious. Now my fettuccine pasta is actually ready. I took it off the heat, and my sauce is ready, and the chicken is ready. Everything is ready. I just need to combine the ingredients. So let me get the pasta. Let me get it a little bit so it doesn't get all over the place. Let me just do it a bit at a time. And let me put it directly into the sauce. It might be helpful to put the the pot with pasta next to the sauce. Okay, now that the pasta is in the frying pan with the sauce, let me kind of mix it in together using the tongs, so I can pick up pasta and mix it in. And then I guess I could also use the spatula. You just mix it all in, so that the chicken mixes with the pasta, with the cheese, with the sauce. It actually looks good, but let me mix it in better. Now, this is actually a genuine smile on my face. Like I said, I really like this dish in a restaurant, and let me give it a taste. Let me get some chicken as well. It's really good. The chicken is perfectly seasoned. The pasta is delicious. It smells delicious. It tastes delicious. It's a simple recipe. It took me maybe 40 minutes to make altogether. No complicated steps. Just 1, 2, 3, and you're done. Do follow this at home. Try to make it for yourself. If you like this video, give me a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time.